Alright guys, I figured I'd do a quick video here on the dual rate system that I'm installing on my John Deere 7000 planter. Looking online, I see very few systems, or very few videos on this system as it's no longer in production, but the attempt of this company was to give you some ability of variable rate planning with these older chain drive planters. And so how this works, and here's the system here, dual rate. It does have the phone number on there. I haven't called it, but I did try to go to their website, and it appears that their website's no longer active, so I assume that they're no longer in production. But the idea here is you take the bottom shaft of your transmission on your planter out, and you install a longer shaft with a sprocket here, and more importantly, a reducing sprocket over here. And you have a chain on each side of the system that goes down to each one of those sprockets. When you're in normal planting operation, both sides spin. And I believe this is your regular rate. So this drive will be spinning this transmission at its normal prescribed rate. When you flip this box on, there's an actuator here that flips the lever down and locks this side. So this side can no longer move. And then this side is moving. And this side is your reduced rate. So you'll be planting at whatever rate that reduced sprocket is set to. There's probably 7 or 8 different sprockets that come with the kit. And they have a page. I have the instructions from the manufacturer on installing the system. They have a page that goes into which sprocket gives you how much reduction. So that my idea here is, if I'm planting soybeans in 30-inch rows, I might have my population set at 120,000. But say I want to do 15-inch rows, some spots, I can flip the switch and immediately the population of the planters decreased by 50%. And now I can double back and do 15-inch rows and have the same total population in the field. Ideally, I'd like to integrate this with some type of monitor to do a prescription planning, but that's gonna be a long ways down the road here. I'm just trying to get this to work. I did buy this off of Facebook Marketplace, so I didn't really have a choice on which configuration the system came in, but this is actually the right side hand side drive configuration, which means that this sprocket here is what is being used to drive the system. On a normal John Deere 7000, your chain comes from the bottom here on the left side. So I actually spent some time trying to switch it around and figured out you cannot switch a right side drive to a left side drive. So I threw it on here, and it actually is going to work out because I've gotten this Peckway top drive here. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take this drive sprocket from here, move it over to here. I'm not sure how I'll get a tensioner on there, but I might not have to, as long as I can get it tight once. That chain's never going to have to move, and it's not going to have a whole lot of pressure on it, so I don't expect it to stretch or anything. But pretty cool little system here to give you the ability to plant 2 different populations of corn or soybeans from the cab here. I'll go back over to the bench here, and I can show you guys the directions that were given to me when I bought this off of Marketplace, as well as the chart showing the reduced populations. Be right back. All right guys, so here's the instructions here. This first page just goes through on how to install the dual rate system onto the back of the planter. Pretty straightforward. I'll pause here in case anyone has one of these that they're wondering if and how to install them. I couldn't find the installation instructions online, so feel free to go ahead and screenshot or pause the video here if you want to see the instructions. But again, the second page just goes over that there's 2 different configurations for the system, a right-hand and a left-hand drive. I have the right-hand drive. If I was staying with the Traditional drive method of my planter, I would need to have the left-hand drive, but since I have that Pequa top drive, I have the flexibility to do either. Simple wiring diagram here. This is the population page. So I was talking about on that right side, there's probably 7 or 8 different sprockets that I can put on the right side of that transmission on my planter that will reduce the set population of the planter by a corresponding percentage, and that percentage goes anywhere from 4.5% all the way up to 50%. And it goes through here, you know, whatever your population for corn would be, we'll say 32,000, and you wanted to reduce by 26%, looks like up here. That'd be a 27 true sprocket. And if you come down here, that would give you 23,680 plants per acre. So pretty cool little system here. I'm excited to try it out. Again, I don't know if I'll end up using the box. Ideally, I'd like to have something in the cab where I can wirelessly activate that actuator and change the population on the fly automatically. But I'll keep you guys posted, but that's pretty much how to install a dual rate system on a John Deere 7000 planter. Thanks, bye.